think we're good here.
All right.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jerry Niesman of the Niesman Team at Keller Williams Realty, and we are here for another episode of Talk About It Tuesday, and we have a special guest friend of mine who has been dubbed the unofficial mayor of Babcock Ranch. We've got him on today, Phil Cooper. He's here to tell us a little bit about, he lives there in Babcock Ranch, and we're talking today about the pros and cons of living in Babcock Ranch. So, Phil, welcome. Appreciate you joining us.
Thanks, Jerry. Welcome. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me.
And yeah, so tell us a little bit about Babcock and how long you've been there and all that good stuff.
Man, first of all, I just like to let everyone know it's absolute paradise for families. I'll just little bit of scenery here, splash pad right back there, health club, health center, got the lake right back there, a restaurant. I came from Illinois, and this is a whole nother world here, and it's just it's heaven for families. That's how I explain it a lot. It was I think January of 2018. My parents were snowbirds and they were working on me. I was down here visiting them in Fort Myers, and they've been working on me to move here. And that day I said, you know what? I think I'd move to Florida. And my mom asked me to come out to Babcock Ranch and check it out. I fell in love right away. I saw the vision. I just saw the vision of what was possible out here. And I swear to God, even right now, I'm getting chills down my spine just talking about it, like I did the very first time out here. I've got my three boys that are 10, 11, and 13 right now. And we grew up out in the country in Illinois, and they'd always said to me, hey, Dad, can we move to a neighborhood? And we were on, we're on 10 acres with my parents as my only neighbors, pine trees, tennis court, all by ourselves. I'm like, no, we're not going to move into a neighborhood. Are you kidding me? And so it was hard to really wrap my head around moving into a neighborhood and having an HOA. But I found out it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I actually enjoy my neighbors, believe it or not. I got some really awesome neighbors. And, I'm not that handy with things. And instead of calling my dad to always come help me, I can now walk over, to across the street to Paul's house or around the corner to Mark's house and be like, hey, guys, can you give me a hand with this? So it's been cool. And the HOA hasn't been, I was always afraid of an HOA, of all the problems and rules. And I haven't heard of them yet since I've been here. So it's been awesome, man. It's an amazing experience.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the HOAs typically is if you know what the rules are and you can live within them, then you never even know they're there. Nobody bothers you.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's been here.
Yeah. So you traded the pine trees for some palm trees.
Yeah.
And the cold for some sunshine.
Every morning my boys and I go for a gratitude walk out enjoying nature. And I just start out my day every day with going, I can't believe I live here. This is crazy. I live here.
3 years in and you still feel that way, huh?
I do. And, I'm working with Costa Mechanical now, and Adrian Costa teaching me the business. So I'm with him a lot, and he hears me 3 or 4 times a day say, man, I love Florida. Can't believe I live here. I'm so grateful.
Yep.
It hasn't gotten old at all. It feels like I just moved here yesterday.
Yep, absolutely. So for those that don't know, Babcock Ranch is in Charlotte County, just north of North Fort Myers, and technically it's a Punta Gorda address, but probably in the not too distant future here, it's going to become its own address. So it's east of 75 and the very southern edge of Charlotte County. And as they continue to expand and build, it will actually it'll cross over into Lee County as well. And so Babcock Ranch basically was it was originally a ranch, and it still is, but the developers bought a huge parcel, part of the ranch, and have started developing. There are, Phil, how many builders are out there now? 7, 8?
Ooh. Well, Lennar and Pulte are the two main.
Yep.
From what I hear, DR Horton and Centex are opening their own neighborhoods here soon. And there's probably half a dozen custom builders to choose from. Maybe a little bit less, something like that, though.
Florida Lifestyle and Arthur
Rutenberg, Stock, Divco.
Yep.
So we got Meritage is out here also.
Yep, Meritage. And then is M&I there yet?
No.
No. MI Homes? No, they're not there yet? Okay.
No.
So Lennar and Pulte are the volume builders there. They've got the least expensive stuff right now. DR Horton and Centex, if they're coming in now, Centex is another Pulte company. Just a slightly they don't have as many custom options in the Centex brand. They're kind of similar to what Lennar does and what DR Horton does with their Express brand. And then Lennar also has the WCI brand there as well. So that's their higher end brand. So there's stuff in every price range from the mid 200s up to over $1 million. And multiple neighborhoods throughout the community, all set up based on lot sizes and views and cost of the homes and all that. There's a golf course community that they just opened, Babcock National. They're building and selling golf homes on the golf course with country club memberships and all of that. So for anyone that's not familiar, that's kind of the spread there. And then as DR Horton comes in, I don't know for sure. I haven't seen what they're doing yet, but there's a good possibility they'll bring in their Express brand as well. And maybe even their Emerald brand, which is their higher end line. So there's a lot more coming out there. And do you know how many homes there are out there now?
I know there's over 1,000. I don't know if they're up over 1,100 or not yet. I suspect they are. I know when I moved in, we were number 80. And,
right. Yeah. You were one of the first people in there.
Yeah.
So, but one of the really nice things about Babcock is almost all of it, except for the Babcock National, the country club, is all open to everyone. Yeah. So you've got, you're sitting there in Founders Square where you've got a restaurant, you've got a cafe, a general store. Even Lee Health has a medical facility right there.
Right there.
Yep. So, and you see that splash pad, what they call Founders Square, is basically a big park area right in the middle of Babcock. You've got those covered pavilions. You got an amphitheater out there where, before COVID, they hosted concerts. And they're back to starting to do some of that stuff. We were just there over the weekend, which you'll see on Thursday. We've got our updated videos of Babcock coming out, where we were there on Thursday, and they had a farmer's market out there, all kinds of vendors and things like that. And we were there Sunday, and they did the farmer's market, and then the general store, where right now is where the food is. They've got a restaurant there in the general store, and the new Table and Taps being redone, right? Were they turning that into a seafood restaurant?
Yeah, so the Kearns Group, who owns the boathouses and then all the restaurants downtown Fort Myers, they're leasing where Table and Tap is, and they're putting in a seafood restaurant there.
Nice.
So they're supposed to open up in July. They're doing their
Right.
remodel right now. And as you said, yeah, we've got Slater's where they actually have meals now, breakfast and brunch. They have live.
Yeah, they were doing unlimited mimosas Sunday morning.
Bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys on Sundays, by the way.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that. $14, that's a steal.
yeah, it's amazing.
And let me tell you, there were a ton of people out there enjoying it. They had live music.
Yeah. And every Friday and Saturday night, all around Founders Square here, we have food trucks. So anywhere from 3 to 5 to 6, and we get hundreds, sometimes thousands of, adults and kids all out, kids out running around playing while us adults are hanging out, socializing. It's awesome, man. It's nothing like I've ever been a part of,
Yeah. And, and they do a really good job. So one of the vision of Babcock was really to build, number one, it's been labeled the first solar city. So it is every home in that community, the way they've got the electricity set up in the community is they've got a huge solar farm on the north end of Babcock Ranch that they leased out to FPL. And so FPL is generating more than enough electricity from that solar farm to power the entire community, every home in there. And then as you can see with, where Phil was showing around the community, they've got these little solar trees all over all over where all the amenities are. So the park and all that stuff, that's how they power all the lights and everything. For all of that common area elements. So it's all solar powered. They've got, and it's all designed to be completely eco-friendly. And they've done a ton of incorporating natural landscape and wildlife out there. Huge lakes. I mean, that I don't know any other place where you've got lakes as big as they have there in Babcock Ranch. So you've got some amazing views, and they're usable lakes. But in keeping with the eco-friendly theme, they're all either self-propelled or electric boats, right? Like the canoes, kayaks, paddle boards.
No gas-powered engines on the lake.
Right. It is golf cart friendly. So practically everybody in the community has a golf cart, and they all buzz around in their electric golf carts, going to the clubhouses and the community pools. And so you've got clubhouses and community pools spread throughout the community. And like I said, they're all open to the public, not to the public, but to everybody that lives in the community.
Yeah. And I'd like to also point out how great our HOA has been in terms of lifestyle. They've hired people lately. This is just new, where there's people who work for the HOA that are running around doing all kinds of activities. And
awesome.
The amount of activities around here is just, it's nonstop. There's something every day. So there's something for everybody too, of all ages.
Yeah, that's great. And then parks and walking, like nature trails and all that. They've got multiple nature trails throughout the community. God, how many miles of nature trails do you know?
Man, I could have sworn, I think eventually it's supposed to be like 50 or 60 miles. Right now, as far as what's finished, I don't know if there's 10 miles or something. I may be completely wrong on my numbers, but I
was thinking it was somewhere around 13 right now. And okay. I mean, I know there's a ton more planned as they continue to expand the community and grow. And they're in the middle of building a new shopping center.
Yeah.
Where Publix is going in. That should be done. I think that's going to be done here in the next couple months, right? It looks like it's getting pretty close.
They originally had a target start date of September 1st. And from what I'm told, they're talking maybe August, or even late July for the Publix to be opening up. And then, your typical restaurants and Starbucks and those types of places will be going in out there also.
Yeah. Yeah, so that'll be great. So you just, I mean, it's just more and more stuff keeps coming, and I heard there's talks of a Target getting built pretty soon too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
there will be. I've heard that multiple times, and I know where the Lee Civic Center is.
yep.
Pretty sure Kitson's doing something with that corner, maybe demolishing that, putting up a hotel and more shopping.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a solid rumor, and maybe even a fact by now.
All right. So let me ask you, what was the biggest driving factor to make you say yes to Babcock?
Well, for me, it was, I mean, there's Babcock, and then it was just to move to Florida, right? To move to Florida was just starting that next chapter of my life. For Babcock, it was hard to picture raising my family anywhere else, really. I mean it when I say I can't imagine that there's a better place to raise a family than there is at Babcock Ranch. I can't believe it. It's awesome out here, man. It really
Cool.
is.
Great. Now your kids go to the school there too, right?
They do.
Yeah. So you got the Babcock School, which is a charter school there.
Correct. It's a math and science charter school.
Yeah. So, and they like it, I assume. They've been there for 3 years now, basically since it opened, right?
Yeah, they love it. I didn't have that. I won't call it a problem, but my kids didn't love school in Illinois. They actually like it here, and they have STEM clubs, science, technology, engineering, and math, and we didn't have that type of stuff in Illinois. My oldest kid is playing on the esports team. Really? I mean, it's crazy the cool things they do here. They were in a drone club last year, so after school they'd all be playing with drones and learning how to build them and do different things like that. It's awesome, man.
That's great.
Yeah.
So then on the opposite spectrum of that, what would you say was the biggest drawback that you were concerned about?
Biggest drawback that I was concerned about. I honestly don't know that I have one at Babcock. I had concerns about moving to Florida in terms of starting over in a career and things like that. But, I was concerned about the HOA, I guess. And I don't have anything but good things to say about them.
Yeah.
I love 99% of my neighbors. I won't tell you who the 1% are. Security is awesome, man. The security here is to help you. You know what I mean? They're awesome. They see you unloading something and you need a hand, they come over and help you. They see my kids someplace, I get to hear about it. It's a really, it's a great small town where we all know each other and look out for each other.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like a kind of like an old-fashioned style, and that, I mean, really, that was Kitson's design of the whole thing. That that was what his concept was, with almost all of the houses. I know the original plan, and they've had to slide away from it on 100% scale, but the original plan was for every home to have a front porch.
Yeah.
And as they brought in some of the less expensive builders, I mean, the unfortunate part is it's expensive to build porches. They cost more money, and they don't bring a whole lot of extra money in terms of sale value, because it's not living space.
Yeah.
But they've done a really good job of incorporating that and really giving it that like old-fashioned, never lock your doors type comfort and feeling of a community.
And I love that, because I come from a small town called Woodstock, Illinois, about 20,000 people. If you've seen the movie Groundhog Day, that whole movie was filmed in my hometown. So I come from a town square just like what we have here. but a little bit different. But it's cool seeing the similarities, but also obviously a lot of differences.
Yep. So talk to me a little bit about how Babcock has changed since you got there, being, one of the first 100 people there to now over 1,000.
Well, when we first moved in, sorry, somebody called me. Pre-COVID especially, everyone got together all the time. Neighborhood block parties all the time, everyone hanging out here on the square all the time. And COVID slowed that down a little bit. But it seems like everything's coming around again, getting to know all the new people. And, the only drawbacks I've seen, I guess, are too many nails in my tires from construction.
Yeah. Make sure you get tire road hazard coverage.
Yeah. I need to send Paulty a bill.
Right.
Hear that, Chip, if you're watching?
Yep, that's that could be one downside of buying in an area where they're still building a lot of houses, for sure. When I worked for the builder and was selling new houses, driving through those neighborhoods, I got nails in my tires constantly.
On the bright side, they usually, most of the construction is usually going in outlying areas, not right around my house anymore. They've built out my neighborhood, so it's not that bad.
So just don't go driving through the neighborhood spying on the new construction, and you don't have to worry about it, right?
Exactly, because you'll pick up some nails.
Yep, for sure. All right. So is there anything else that you've heard from the neighborhood, pros or cons, like any of the other neighbors? Because obviously you've got your personal feelings on things, but what have you heard from anyone else that's in there that you've heard that they consider a big plus or a minus to Babcock?
Well, I know a lot of the neighbors outside of Parkside, which is my neighborhood, are upset that they aren't invited to Teeny Tuesdays. That's our party on Tuesday evenings at Ruth and Chuck's house. I don't, you have the people that complain and they just complain and look for things to complain about. But, and I don't hear a lot of complaints out here, Jerry. I mean, other than the usual complainers. It's too hot, Jerry. It's too hot today, Yeah,
well, send them back to Illinois or Michigan or Ohio in February and see if they complain about it being hot anymore.
That's right. That's right. It's cool, man. I love seeing the growth. Not only of the neighborhoods and the community, but the businesses. And I grew up with a construction background and asphalt paving, so I love watching construction and the development. And I wouldn't trade any of it for anything. I wouldn't want to live in a mature neighborhood or anything like that. It's a dream come true. It really has been.
Awesome. Well, and it's got to be good for business for you there. I mean, I know we'll drop a little plug again for Costa, for Adrian.
Yep.
They're an air conditioning company, and so they were nice enough to allow Phil to step out and spend a little time with us on here so that he could give us a little bit of direct personal insight into Babcock. So it sounds like there's pretty much all pros and not a whole lot of cons.
Yeah, man.
I mean, the only cons that I can see from just from working with clients all around, all over the place in all different walks of life and what they're looking for is it's a neighborhood and you got some rules and regulations. You're not going to be allowed to park your RV in the side of your house. You can't leave your boat in your driveway and that sort of thing. But as long as you're okay with that, then it's a great location, great area, growing. I mean, in terms of value, you know, there's really nowhere to go but up right now, because there's only about 1,000 homes, and I think the eventual plan is going to be somewhere between 10 and 15,000.
I thought I saw somewhere like 19,000 homes was the final plan, but
yeah. So I mean, there's tons of growth potential, and as things grow, typically values go up. So that you know, that's the expectation there, is that it'll continue to grow and increase in value. So there's still, even though you're not, you know, you may not be one of those 100, the, you know, next people getting in are still going to continue to see tons of increased value as well.
my house has already gone up 30%. And that's nice, because when I left Illinois, I sold my house for half of what I thought I was going to make.
Well, so there you go. You're almost there. So, all right. Well, Phil, you got anything else you want to add about Babcock before we let you jump off of here?
No, nothing other than, if you know, if you're looking for a home, there's not a better place to be. And I definitely give Jerry a call and get out here and come look around. And you know, you're welcome to contact me, and I'll take you on a tour around here by a resident tour on my golf cart. So
yeah, absolutely. That's great. We'll probably be hitting you up for that for sure.
Anytime, Jerry.
So,
anytime, man.
All right, Phil. Well, I really appreciate it. Everybody, thanks for watching. If you're looking for a new home, you want to check out Babcock, give me a shout. If you don't know my number already, 239-201-9583, or email me, jerryniesman@gmail.com. If you're watching this, it's either on Facebook or on YouTube. Drop me a message there. I mean, you can contact me pretty much anywhere. And, you know, Phil, anybody that we've got looking for AC help, we will be sending your way. We really appreciate you taking the time. And, yeah, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, Jerry. Nice hanging out with you this afternoon.
Yeah, you too. Have a great day.
All right. Take care. I'll see you at the baseball fields.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bye.
Bye.